You're watching NCTV, celebrating 20 years of community broadcasting.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Food and Farm Show. I'm Gil Dominguez.
And I'm Cheryl Noble. Today we're coming to you from the North Star House, where they have the weekly Nevada County Certified Growers Market, which just started a few weeks ago, and we've got a wonderful program of some new farmers as well as some return farmers.
And the North Star House is a project that is still undergoing its renovation, and what a great job they've done with it, Cheryl.
It's an incredible job. They started several years ago. The Conservatory and the Historic Association started rebuilding it and bringing back its luster, and also we know that the Bear Yuba Land Trust is on this property. They maintain the land, but the North Star House is by the historic North Star Historic Association.
Yeah, they have their own facility here, and of course, as you said, this is the home of the Bear Yuba Land Trust. So lots to do and see here today. You're also going to meet the Dirt Girl, brand new correspondent for us that's going to be joining us, and she is a master gardener and a member of the Garden Goddesses, Mona Copland, be joining us a little bit later in the show, and you'll get a chance to meet her as well.
So be sure and join us every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m., Channel 11, and on Sunlink, Channel 16. And of course, you can watch us 24/7 on our YouTube channel, which is the Food and Farm Show.
So time for our first break of the day. When we come back, we will meet the Dirt Girl and then off to meet the farmers here at the Certified Growers Market. You're watching the Food and Farm Show. Nevada County Farm Supply has been part of the agricultural scene since 1993. Their staff consists of a certified crop advisor, licensed pest control advisor, and irrigation auditor. In Penn Valley, they have a full-service nursery with over 500 varieties of plants and garden enhancements. In Grass Valley, they have a warehouse full of soil amendments, fertilizers, and nutrients. Nevada County Farm Supply, powerful knowledge and innovative solutions.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Welcome back to the Food and Farm Show. Today, of course, we are at the Certified Growers Market, and we want to introduce you to one of our new correspondents, our newest correspondent, actually, which is Mona Copland, and she is the Dirt Girl. Mona, thanks so much for joining us here on the Food and Farm Show.
Oh, I'm really excited about it.
Now, tell us a little about your character, the Dirt Girl.
Well, Dirt Girl is really, really passionate about local food and farm here in Nevada and Placer County, and just wants to learn all about it and excited about meeting new people and learning about how they do food and farm here.
Well, and of course, she does have some credentials. You are one of our local master gardeners.
That's true, I am.
And how did you get involved in that program?
You know, when I moved up here from Los Angeles, and was just because I am passionate about growing my own food, and I thought that was a great venue. And it's a wonderful way for us to share research-based information from the university to the local public.
And of course, another group that you belong to, one of our favorites that we've highlighted a few times, is the Garden Goddesses.
Yeah, the Garden Goddesses is a wonderful, energetic group of women who are passionate about food and gardening.
They are, and what a fun group of women they are. That it's actually more social as well.
It's true, but we have great guest speakers that come in and talk to us about, permaculture, or we'll do sustainable water harvesting and all sorts of things like that.
And Susan Govey is the founder of that group, and she's a lot of fun to work with.
She is. I love her.
All right, so the Dirt Girl's with us. Of course, Cheryl's here as well. So let's go meet some farmers.
Great. I'm excited.
Hi, I'm with Claire Schur, who is with Mama Satva Ghee. And we actually visited their booth in Nevada City Growers Market a year ago, so we're coming back to them a year later and hearing and getting a little more update. Claire, hi.
Hi, it's great to meet you.
Well, I wanted to see where you guys are a year later. You're thriving. You're in our local stores, food stores, so you're growing.
We are. We are in Briar Patch Co-op this year. We are in California Organics, Natural Selection, and Natural Valley, and we are at the Grass Valley Growers Market and at the Nevada City Farmers Market.
Well, before the show, we were learning a little bit about the process and where your source is for the ghee. So tell us a little bit about how that's done, because it's different than, we know ghee is basically, essentially clarified butter, but you have a product that is uniquely different.
Right. So what we do is we source butter from Petaluma Spring Hill Company, and they have a creamery out in Petaluma that gets the sea mist on the grass. So it produces also really nice butter. And then we also source our butter from Sierra Nevada Cheese Company in Willows. And so what we're left with is an amazing butter source. Both of these companies culture their butter, and so it has a culture that is very mild.
Okay, let's stop and understand a little bit about what that means. They have a culture to them.
Right. So a culture means that the company has added bacterial strains to their cream when they're making the butter to help assist in a complex flavor and to give the opportunity for it to continue to culture and diversify taste later.
And not just for the taste, but this is also a real benefit for the gut and trying to enhance the good gut bacteria that we all need for a better, healthier diet.
This is true.
One of the highlights that you were showing me earlier was the texture is almost a little grainy-like. Is that from the culture as well?
Yes, the grainy texture comes from the enzymes being folded and intact still. So we recognize that when enzymes are unfolded, they have been denatured in a sense. When they're still folded, they're active, they're alive, they're in their full and complete capacity to serve as powerful gut bacteria. And so this is how we get the texture. The smell is also altered from this.
Incredible smell.
Yeah.
It smells like butter that we're used to and we associate with, but now this offers a better alternative, not just health-wise, but it has the ability to heat higher, to burn higher, or to take heat higher.
Right. Because we've removed the milk protein, what we're left with and because we've removed the water, what we're left with is something that is very stable. It's called a small chain fat. And so because this is a small chain fat, it is not going to be affected as much by the heat, can withstand a higher heat. And so the ghee has a 485 degree smoke point, which is among the highest. Only avocado oil and tea seed oil are slightly lower, but we are at the top. And this is very important for being able to digest and metabolize fat well, because you have to start off with fat that hasn't been denatured and unclogging.
Well, the moment we've been waiting for. It smells good, looks good, and we got to go for it. So the moment I've been waiting for. Oh, nice, creamy, good flavor, full of flavor. And you were telling me, too, that we don't have to refrigerate it.
You don't have to refrigerate it. Because there's no more milk protein, because there's no more water, you're left with something that acts just as an oil. You can't add oil and water because it will go rancid. So that is the only thing to keep in mind. Treat it just like any other oil and you're fine. You know, no direct sunlight, you know, these common things that people know, and you know how to handle ghee.
This year's president of the Certified Growers Association is once again Aleta Barrett. Aleta, welcome back to the Food and Farm Show.
Oh, well, thank you. It's good to have you back.
You know, year 2, season 2 of the show. Boy, we sure did learn a lot last year.
You guys were busy. Yeah. You went all over the place.
Including out to Starbright.
Yes, you came out to our farm and to the market, which was fantastic.
And we went out to one of your education days, and how much fun was that for all the kids visiting your farm?
Oh, we just love having field trips. We had a couple more field trips just this past week, and it's a blast.
And what's the main takeaway that the kids tell you that they have after visiting your farm?
Well, the favorite thing is always the goats. It's hard to beat animals when you come out to a farm. So they always love the goats and are romping around making goat noises as they board the bus. Yeah.
And of course you got a ton of chickens out there.
Yes, lots of chickens, lots of eggs. Yeah.
You know what I was really impressed with though is your greenhouse, how it was like a tropical forest in there.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, we're very excited about our big high tunnel for season extension. And we have tomatoes and peppers and onions growing in there right now.
So let's talk about the Certified Growers Market. Once again, it's here at this beautiful location.
Yeah, we love being here at the North Star House. It's such a great spot for a market, a great place to come hang out on a Saturday and have some coffee and some baked goods. And all the vendors are so friendly. It feels like a big family. My kids are over at a kids booth this year trying to do face painting and selling their kid crafts.
And you've got some music, and like you said, it's a great place to just hang out and see the local produce, meet your local farmers. I see you have a lot of returning farmers this year for you.
We do. We have a lot of vendors this year. We're pretty much full up at this point. And it's just great with all of the different produce that you can buy even this early in the season. It's fantastic.
And it is early in the season. I'm surprised by how much is actually here for you to take home. And of course, this isn't the only market that the certified growers have.
No, we have a total of 3 markets in Nevada County. So we have the Saturday market at the North Star House. And then we also have the Tuesday market, which is now at the Rood Center in Nevada City, Tuesday afternoons from 2 to 5:30. And we have the Thursday market in Penn Valley, which is also from 2 to 5:30 at the Seventh-day Adventist Church down there. So it's great having all those different locations that people can come get great produce.
It is, and there's no shortage of course, places where you can get produce as the markets start to really come into swing. But the Certified Growers Market is one that really attracts a lot of attention.
It does. I think it's the variety of vendors, both local and regional vendors come here. So you have a great variety of produce all season, and the extended season, which starts in the middle of April and goes all the way through Thanksgiving. So it's a nice resource to be able to get your fresh goods for a long time in the year.
Well, thanks a lot for being this year's president again. I mean, I don't even know how you do that. Wife, mother, farmer, president of the organization. I mean, you know, you got some very long days, but we appreciate all the efforts that you and all of the board of directors for the group do in order to make this happen.
Thank you. I have a lot of help. Thanks very much.
We're here with Marlene from Tumbling Creek Farms. Hi, Marlene.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. How long have you been here at this market?
This is our 3rd year at the market.
And what do you specialize in? I see these amazing organisms over here.
Well, our main crop is mushrooms, and we have about 8 different varieties of mushrooms that we sell.
Okay, so what is this one? What's this?
This is called pohu. It's a very mild flavored mushroom. We also have an Italian and a golden. Sometimes, like next week, we'll have a coral, which is a bright pink mushroom. We'll also have lion's mane next week, which looks like the mane of a lion. It tastes like lobster.
Beautiful. And can you tell us a little bit about where you grow them and what it looks like? Are they grown in wood or?
Sure. Well, we grow them in shredded oak chips or in organic rice straw. So all of our products are made from organic substrate, and all of our spawn is from organic sources.
Are they in darker places, inside or outside?
Most of the mushrooms that we have right now are grown inside a modular. We have a 3-bedroom modular that we converted to a mushroom house, and so they don't need dark. Their button mushrooms need to be in the dark, but most other mushrooms don't. They enjoy the light just as much as we do.
So does that mean inside do you use grow lights to help grow the mushrooms?
We have very little lighting in there, so just the daylight that comes through the windows is sufficient for them.
That's fascinating. It must be magical in there.
You know, it's really exciting going in and seeing the mushrooms producing. Yesterday, I didn't know if I'd have anything to take to the market. And last night, we had an incredible flush of mushrooms during the night. And it's just a joy to go in every day and see what is happening.
That's fascinating. So I have one more question. With the heat, I know mushrooms like moisture and usually cooler weather. Do you grow mushrooms all year long?
We grow mushrooms 9 months out of the year. We do grow them in the summertime. We run humidifiers in the rooms, and that keeps the moisture content upright.
Thank you. That's just fascinating.
There's a lot more to come from the Certified Growers Market on the Food and Farm Show, so stick around.
You thunderbird me, you heard me, I'm getting hungry, peel me a grape.
Nevada County Farm Supply has been part of the agricultural scene since 1993. Their staff consists of a certified crop advisor, licensed pest control advisor, and irrigation auditor. In Penn Valley, they have a full-service nursery with over 500 varieties of plants and garden enhancements. In Grass Valley, they have a warehouse full of soil amendments, fertilizers, and nutrients. Nevada County Farm Supply, powerful knowledge and innovative solutions.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Welcome back to the Food and Farm Show. I'm with Kim Jones from the Gracie House Gourmet. Kim, what do we got here today?
Well, we're making picantes. This is a product that I cook in my home. I have a CFO, or a cottage food permit, operator's permit, and I'm very excited to be out here. This is my first day at the Nevada County Growers Market, and we're just having a great time. The weather's spectacular, and everybody's really, really fun and nice. And
How long have you been at this particular growers market? Is this your first time out here?
This is our very first time here at the Nevada County Growers Market, and we're very excited to be here. We've been sampling like crazy, and everybody's loving our product. It's great on salads. It's wonderful with cheese. It's even fabulous with an adult beverage. So,
and now you guys are local right here?
Yes, very local. So we produce in Nevada City, and we're longtime residents of Nevada County. Even though we haven't been physically in the county, we've owned property here for a long time, and yes, and very excited to be here.
So now you've been to some of the other growers markets, of course, throughout the years.
Well, throughout the years, no. Yeah, last year we just started making our product in November, and we were at the end of the Nevada City Growers Market, or the Farmers Market, and then we participated in Cornish Christmas and Victorian Christmas.
Well, I meant as a consumer.
Oh, yes, definitely. As a consumer, yeah, we've always enjoyed coming to the events in Nevada County. Nevada County is a wonderful place to go out and meet people, old and new, friends. Yeah, we've had a great time.
So you've been a consumer at the markets. Now you're here as a vendor. How does that relationship change, you think, now that you're behind the table?
Well, I have a much greater appreciation of all the work that goes into doing these things, whether I'm sure you're a vegetable grower, which we are not, but somebody who's producing under a CFO permit like we are. There's a lot of requirements. You have to jump through a lot of hoops, but it's been fun, and we've really enjoyed it.
And that was, of course, one of the controversial items is the CFO permits and how food is going to be handled. But really, it's a great opportunity for entrepreneurs like yourself to participate in agriculture.
Definitely. I think it's a great way to get started in a business without having to make a big investment initially. It lets you know if your product is going to be worth producing. I think that's very important. You may, like our product, pecans are pretty expensive. You know, so it's interesting to see just exactly how much people are willing to pay for a nut product. I think nuts are really big right now, so we're really lucky in that event. But I think there's a less expensive nut that we could maybe try and make a little bit better margin, because that's what it's really all about, is being able to be sustainable.
I'm here with Susan Meagher of Nana's Bakery, and beautiful. This all looks so delicious.
Well, thank you.
So what is your favorite thing to cook?
You know, my favorite thing, I love doing the scones, and I tend to take the Ben & Jerry's approach. These are espresso chocolate chunk and whole wheat chocolate chip. We also do apricot white chocolate, cranberry orange, all the fresh fruit. We'll have raspberry and strawberry and blueberry, all with organic fruit.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And we also do baked donuts. We all love donuts, but most of us haven't had them in years. So these are baked, so they're quite a bit lower in fat. We have pumpkin, and again, we'll do all the fresh fruit in the summer. We have apple cider, and we've been expanding our gluten-free items this summer. We used to have chocolate chip cookies and maybe one other thing, and now we're doing muffins, and we have bread and pumpkin chocolate chip bread and banana bread, so we'll always have 3 or 4 gluten-free choices for you.
That's perfect, because I'm having issues with gluten as well, so I'm going to stop by and buy some more.
Fabulous.
Now, do you bake this out of your home, or do you have a commercial kitchen?
I do. I used a commercial kitchen for the first 4 years, and then last year they passed what's called the Cottage Foods Bill that allows you to do non-perishable things at home. So I love that because I can bring things warm from the oven in the morning.
Oh, that's fabulous. And how did you get started with this?
You know, my husband has a huge Irish family down in the Bay Area. They're the type that raise 100 for a baptism. And I used to bake scones for all the family gatherings. And they would always say, oh, you need to sell these. And so I called the Celtic Festival one year and asked them if they needed a scone vendor. And they'd been going to Costco and buying muffins at Costco for the vendor. So that's how we started. We sold out to the crumb and had such a good time, we decided to make a go of it. And that was 2009. And we haven't looked back since.
That's great. Well, not only can you get beautiful produce here, but you can also get wonderful baker goods at Nana's Bakery.
I'm with Josh Fisher, who is with Food Freedom Farms, and we're going to learn a little bit about his special booth today. Hi, Josh.
How you doing?
You know, we were just talking before we came on about how you got the word Food Freedom Farms. Let's tell everybody about that.
Well, basically, we were homesteaders before we were farmers, you know. We're just trying to be self-sufficient because we didn't want to be, you know, shackled to the grocery store. You know, so it's all about our food freedom, so we produce a little extra in the hopes that we can, you know, pass some of the, you know, love that we put into our land onto some of the locals.
When did you decide to expand that effort?
Well, we realized we had the property, so we figured might as well use it. And
how large is the property?
It's about 5.5 acres. We grow probably only on about an acre, though. You know.
Okay, and is that local around the Grass Valley, Nevada City area?
We're about 2 miles away from the farmers market itself. We can't get much more local than that.
Exactly. Is this your first time here then?
We were here last year. This is our second season. First time this year, though.
So let's talk about the goods that you bring in weekly then from your homestead farm. What do you have here? These great sweet quail eggs.
Today we have quail eggs, and we're down to our last bag of spring mix. We start the season off doing mostly starts and, you know, the quail eggs and spring mix, but it's as we build, more stuff becomes ripe, we'll have more here. And we're also a CSA too, so it's kind of like I have to have, you know, a certain amount of food set aside for our members, and then whatever else is extra comes over here.
Has this become a little main business? I mean, it sounds like it's grown in the last couple of years for you.
It absolutely has. This started for me because I did not want to be a starving artist. I was done starving, so we started growing some food, because that was what I did before farming. I was an artist.
Yeah.
That's what I went to college for.
I know, but the whole food movement has really ramped up in our county. Do you see that?
I absolutely see that, and I think it's a product of several things. It's the same things that drove me to farming. It was a crummy economy, making it really difficult for me to sell artwork. So I'm like, well, I don't want to starve. I think there's a lot of people going through that same thing. They may not be artists, but they're like, hey, my money only goes so far. I better start growing some of my own stuff. We have such a great climate here. You can grow almost anything here.
And for us to know who our farmers are, to be more dependent on our local food source and less dependent on goods being trucked up to our county.
Absolutely. The food miles attached to what you get at the grocery store is just horrendous. I mean, you think about, having to ship, an orange from down in Southern California all the way to up here. I mean, the gas has just got to be, that gets passed on to the consumer.
That takes care of another episode of the Food and Farm Show here today at the North Star Growers Market, which is every Saturday morning.
Yeah, this is their 4th week already, and so many vendors here, Dirt Girl, that just a wide variety of products for people to choose from.
Yeah, we talked to some really interesting people. We learned about some cultured ghee here and talked to some organic gardeners, farmers, and also even a farmer who grows fungus or fungi.
And don't forget, you can watch the Food and Farm Show every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. on NCTV Channel 11 and Suddenlink 16. Also 24/7 on our YouTube channel, which is the Food and Farm Show.
So this won't be our last visit to the Certified Growers Market. Of course, they have one up at the Root Center. We'll go visit that one. Cheryl, last year we didn't make it to Penn Valley, but that would be a fun place to go as well.
Something new for us to do.
And, of course, look forward to more Dirt Girl commentary and as our new correspondent. And Mona, thanks so much for joining us here on the Food and Farm Show.
It was very much fun. I look forward to doing it again.
Well, of course it is. That's why it's your Food and Farm Show. We'll see you next week. Bye.
And everybody's really, really fun and nice, and we're sampling.
I knew that was coming. That's what happens when you eat a picante before you do the interview. Never eat the picante before the interview.
No.
Okay.
Picantes at any time.
But not before the interview. Nevada County Farm Supply has been part of the agricultural scene since 1993. Their staff consists of a certified crop advisor, licensed pest control advisor, and irrigation auditor. In Penn Valley, they have a full-service nursery with over 500 varieties of plants and garden enhancements. In Grass Valley, they have a warehouse full of soil amendments, fertilizers, and nutrients. Nevada County Farm Supply, powerful knowledge and innovative solutions.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.